In the early 1960s, a modest man with a dream stood quietly in a small southern town. His name was Truett Cathy, and he was about to change the way America eats, one chicken sandwich at a time. Truett wasn't born into wealth. Raised during the Great Depression, he learned the value of hard work early, selling Coca-Cola's door-to-door and running a small paper route to support his struggling family. After serving in World War II, Truett opened a tiny restaurant in Hateville, Georgia. It was called the Dwarf Grill, a cozy spot with just 10 stools, a counter, and a simple menu of comfort food. But it was here, amidst sizzling griddles and clattering plates, that Cathy began experimenting. He wanted to create something new, something fast but high quality. He thought, why isn't there a great chicken sandwich? After testing countless recipes, he found it. A juicy, seasoned chicken breast, pressure-cooked in peanut oil, tucked between a toasted, buttered bun with pickles. Simple, yet revolutionary. He called it the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich. In 1967, Cathy opened the first official Chick-fil-A restaurant inside a shopping mall in Atlanta. It was a bold move. Fast food was booming, but no one had built a restaurant around chicken sandwiches alone. At first, people were skeptical. Burgers ruled America's fast food scene. But Truett believed deeply in his product and in the idea that great service could turn first-timers into loyal fans. He called it the second mile service, inspired by the biblical idea of going the extra mile for others. Employees were trained not just to serve food, but to serve people with kindness and care. Chick-fil-A grew slowly but steadily through the 1970s and 80s, relying on an unusual model. No franchises sold to just anyone. Operators were chosen carefully and had to work in the store daily. This created a tight-knit community of owners who treated their stores like family businesses. As Cathy once said, "We're not in the chicken business. We're in the people business." And in a world chasing 24/7 profits, Chick-fil-A made a shocking choice. All locations would close every Sunday. Truett wanted employees to have time for family, rest, and faith, even if it meant losing millions. Many thought it was business suicide, but the counterintuitive move only made Chick-fil-A more distinctive, and oddly, even more desirable. Absence, it seemed, made the appetite grow stronger. By the 1990s, Chick-fil-A had become a Southern institution. But the real turning point came in the early 2000s, when it expanded aggressively outside the South, bringing its signature sandwich to new audiences. While giants like McDonald's and Burger King fought to dominate burgers, Chick-fil-A stayed laser-focused on chicken. And it worked. People were craving something different, something they could feel a little better about eating. Today, Chick-fil-A boasts some of the highest sales per store in the entire fast food industry, even beating out much bigger chains, despite being closed one day a week. And get this, the average Chick-fil-A location makes more money than the average McDonald's, Starbucks, and Subway combined. That's like winning a marathon while taking Sundays off for a nap. But the journey wasn't without controversy. Over the years, Chick-fil-A faced criticism over political donations and public statements that divided customers. Some boycotted. Others rallied around the brand even harder. In 2012, CEO Dan Cathy, Truett's son, made comments opposing same-sex marriage. The backlash was swift and intense. Cities debated banning Chick-fil-A locations. Activists lined up on both sides. The company responded by shifting its focus back to food and service, reducing political activity, and emphasizing its mission to treat every person with honor, dignity, and respect. And behind the scenes, Chick-fil-A doubled down on what made it beloved in the first place: friendly service, clean stores, and that same irresistible chicken sandwich. When Truett Cathy passed away in 2014, he left behind more than a restaurant chain. He left a culture, one built on values, relationships, and a relentless pursuit of excellence. As his grandson Andrew Cathy takes over leadership today, the challenge remains: how to uphold Truett's original vision while adapting to a new and rapidly changing world. Expansion is happening fast. Chick-fil-A has opened locations in Canada and is eyeing Europe. But international success isn't guaranteed. Different tastes, different cultures, and fierce competition all stand in the way. Still, if there's anyone who knows the power of patience and persistence, it's the Cathy family. After all, Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither was the perfect chicken sandwich. Fun fact, the original Chick-fil-A sandwich recipe is still a closely guarded secret. It's locked away in a safe at the company's Atlanta headquarters, like a fast food version of the crown jewels. Maybe they keep it next to the secret formula for their waffle fries too. Because seriously, how do they make them taste that good? And hey, if you're enjoying this story, maybe lock in a subscription too. At its heart, the story of Chick-fil-A isn't just about food. It's about a family's commitment to doing business differently, with patience, integrity, and an unapologetic sense of purpose. Truett Cathy once said, "Nearly every moment of every day, we have the opportunity to give something to someone else." For him, success wasn't about making money. It was about making a difference. That's why Chick-fil-A invested heavily in scholarships for employees, youth programs, and community projects, building a brand that wasn't just profitable, but meaningful. Each year, Chick-fil-A awards millions in scholarships to its workers, nicknamed team members, helping them chase dreams far beyond the restaurant walls. For many young people, a first job at Chick-fil-A becomes a stepping stone toward a brighter future, a quiet ripple effect that Truett likely imagined, but never boasted about. Inside each Chick-fil-A kitchen today, the same quiet choreography continues. Pressure cookers hiss, sandwiches are built with care, and somewhere in the background, you'll probably hear a cheerful, "My pleasure." That little phrase, "my pleasure," wasn't random. Truett borrowed it after hearing it at a luxury hotel, believing that fast food customers deserved the same level of courtesy as five-star guests. It's a tiny detail, but one that speaks volumes. Because in business, like in life, it's often the smallest touches that leave the biggest impressions. When a new Chick-fil-A opens, fans camp out for hours, sometimes days, to be among the first customers. It's not just about free food. It's about feeling part of something bigger. Known as First 100 events, these openings have become legendary, a celebration of community, loyalty, and of course, fried chicken. Today, Chick-fil-A's influence stretches far beyond the food court. Its approach to leadership, service, and values has become a case study in business schools around the world. Professors ask, how did a regional chicken chain outshine global giants? How did they turn old-fashioned courtesy into a competitive advantage? The answer isn't flashy. It's not a secret marketing hack. It's the slow, steady, deliberate choice to do things differently, even when it's harder, even when it costs more. In a world obsessed with speed and shortcuts, Chick-fil-A proves that sometimes the longest road leads to richest rewards. And maybe, just maybe, a little gratitude and an extra pickle can go a long way. Today, Chick-fil-A stands as one of America's most beloved and occasionally most polarizing brands. It's a reminder that great success often comes with great complexity. But through it all, one thing remains: a simple chicken sandwich, crafted with care, served with a smile, and backed by a dream that started in a tiny diner over half a century ago. Truett Cathy didn't set out to build an empire. He simply set out to serve others, one meal at a time. And in doing so, he fed something far bitter than hunger. He fed hope. Because in the end, the real secret ingredient in every Chick-fil-A sandwich isn't just chicken, or pickles, or a toasted bun. It's the quiet belief that business at its best can be an act of love.